we're going to discuss immune. We're going to discuss immune health tonight, and I thought we'd start maybe with the Strauss heart drops, which Dr. Garko will go into why they are so important for your immune health. But my my evidence and history over 30 years with the Strauss heart drops, um, they're just so important for the most important body function. Every cell in our body needs blood. That's why we have 50,000 kilometers or miles, I forget which, of vessels inside us. Hard to believe, but it's a fact. When we have a restriction or a blockage, we're going to have some kind of trouble. I don't care if it's in your leg, in your main heart arteries, your carotid arteries going to your brain, eyes, ears, right to the tiniest vessels. There's going to be trouble. So the other important thing with the Strauss heart drops is they seek to have blood flow everywhere we have a vessel to the tiny capillaries going to our skin. And therefore, everything seems to work better with the heart drops because it gets to where it's going. If you've got restrictions or blockages, as I said, there'll be trouble. When you've got full blood flow, your water, your wastewater, your medicine, your herbal supplements, your food, your waste, everything, your toxins, everything travels through your blood. So blockage is not what you want. That's why I still take it after not quite 30 years, and I'll never stop because I don't want even a small restriction anywhere. Thank you. Life's a lot better when you're feeling well and doing well. That's for sure. I've been on the other side. Had a heart attack at age 35, half my life ago, and thank God for Strauss is all I can say because I refused all the doctors' suggestions, open heart surgery, pills, refused it all, and I'm just so grateful I did. I keep taking it because, as I say, I know I'm clear, but I don't want to be restricted in any way. That blood's too important. If you see people with blue skin or bluish gray lips, that's a blood flow issue. That's a circulation issue. We're supposed to be even colored. And diabetics, they should take it for the rest of their life. They have issues. They can have terrible pains in their feet, lose toes, lose feet, lose legs, lose the eyesight. So diabetics are the only people that we claim really should never stop taking Strauss heart drops. Open heart surgery patients, bypass, stents, angina sufferers, congestive heart failure. That heart and everywhere else needs blood. And the things I've seen is just incredible, fabulous, really, with this Strauss heart drops. That's why it's our flagship product at Strauss. And I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Michael Garko, my good friend, to talk about some of the science and just why the Strauss heart drops are so important, even for your immune system. Take it away, Doc.
Well, thank you, Wayne. And I'd like to welcome everybody to Health and Wellness webinar with Wayne Elliott and myself. It's a pleasure to be with you. Sort of the theme this evening is get protected, not infected this cold and flu season. And we're going to be talking about immune health, the immune system. Turns out that, and I'm going to make a connection too, between your cardiovascular system and your immune system and something that we all experience, whether we like it or not, because it's biology, is a sort of but a deterioration of the immune system as we age. And we call that immunosenescence. And I'm going to talk about how that affects your cardiovascular system and why it's important to make sure you maintain your cardiovascular system as you age. Nevertheless, cold and flu season is underway. In the United States and Canada, flu season typically begins somewhere around October, and it will last maybe March, where cold season begins a little earlier during late August and early September and lasts until March or April. So the question is, are you prepared and protected, or are you going to be a sitting target waiting to be infected either by a cold or flu virus? But most of us grew up with the phrase cold and flu season. And we still use that. But the truth be told, it's not just cold and flu season anymore. It's cold, flu season, and COVID-19 and respiratory syncytial virus season. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention provided a warning and a caution that is not uncommon for people to become ill, especially during the fall and winter months, from these highly infectious viruses, such as COVID-19, influenza, the rhinovirus, which is a common cold, and the respiratory syncytial virus. So it's truly, truly important to maintain your immune system and make it as vital and vigilant as you can. And Strauss has a number of immune support products that we're going to talk about. And of course, the immune support drops would be a good place to begin, and we'll talk about that. But I just want to make sure that you understand, it's important to sort this out just a little bit, that cold and flu are contagious respiratory illnesses caused by viruses that will infect the sinuses, your throat, and your lungs. And there are more than 200 different viruses, these cold viruses, or viruses generally: rhinovirus, adenovirus, respiratory syncytial virus, enterovirus, coronavirus. I could go on, and causing what is referred to as the common cold and its symptoms, with the rhinovirus being the most common. Flu and its symptoms are caused by influenza, and there are three types: type A, B, and C. So you see the difference here. Some people think that too many, I think, they get a cold and they don't understand that it's caused by a virus. And we just need to keep that in mind. So if that's true, which it is, what's the move to make? The move to make is support your immune system, because that's going to be the system that's going to fight off the infection, the respiratory infection that is going to become evident with all the uncomfortable symptoms as the virus takes hold. You got to remember, we are a host. These viruses have been on the planet for millions of years, and they've had chances and ways to figure out, and they're very clever, and they want to take over the cells in your body, and that's what they do. And we're a perfect host because we have several entry points: our nose, our mouth, our ears. When we touch when our hands touch an infected surface, we put it to our face, that virus is going to make its way into our body. Our skin is a first line innate immune system protection, but oftentimes it doesn't work as well as it should. We don't practice good hygiene. So I just want to make sure that you know that we want to get protected and not infected this season, and considering the cold and flu virus especially. Wayne pointed something out before we get to the products. There is an intimate connection between your immune system and your cardiovascular system. In fact, the cardiovascular system health is closely intertwined with your immune function, particularly as your body ages. Of course, Wayne keenly pointed out that your cardiovascular system consists of heart and blood vessels, which work together to deliver oxygen and nutrients to the tissues and remove waste products. Wayne always makes that emphatic point, and he's absolutely correct about that. So the integrity of your cardiovascular system is going to be essential for your overall health, and it's going to affect multiple systems of the body, including the immune system. As the immune system deteriorates with age, and it does and it will, and we call a fancy word for that is immunosenescence, it significantly impacts your cardiovascular health by contributing how? To chronic inflammation and the development of cardiovascular diseases. So understanding that connection between immunosenescence, or a deterioration of your immune system, and cardiovascular health is essential then for addressing age-related cardiovascular risks. So a lot of people don't put that together. That think of these systems as independent of one another. No, they're interdependently connected. So immunosenescence leads to profound changes in your immune function that results both in impaired defense mechanisms and increased systemic chronic inflammation. So we call that inflammation as we age inflammaging. It's one of the hallmarks of immunosenescence, and it's a chronic, low-grade, slow-burn inflammation. You can't feel it, but it's attacking every cell, tissue, and organ of your body. So, and I won't get into all of the mechanisms of action here, but just know this: immunosenescence causes an imbalance between pro-inflammatory and an anti-inflammatory immune response. In the cardiovascular system, this inflammation accelerates the development of atherosclerotic plaques, which leads to what? Coronary artery disease. And those plaques are prone to rupture, which leads to heart attacks and strokes. Now, so this dysregulation of the immune system leads to a dysregulation of your cardiovascular system. That's the connection. And it's always good to think of these systems of the body as forming a network that constitutes our health, wellness, and well-being. So that's sort of a simple explanation, Wayne, a brief explanation of the connection between your immune system and your cardiovascular system. And inflammation is the hallmark both of cardiovascular disease, and it's a hallmark of the deteriorating immune system. So if you can keep the inflammation, the systemic inflammation, moderated and managed, you're going to age more successfully. You're going to live a longer life. Statistically, you'll live a longer life with better quality of life. I've spent several decades studying how to age successfully. It's one of my favorite research areas. And I've talked a lot about it on radio and TV and give presentations like this one about it because, you know, I can speak to you from experience. I'm 80. So
80.
I'm 80 years old, and all the science that I know and all the training that I've had is fine, well, and good, but I am immortal just like you, and I have a biology just like you do. And I'm trying to figure out the combination to the safe as well. And so the things I'm sharing with you are not just my opinion, that it's based on my training, it's based on the science. We do an evidence-based kind of practice here. And, you know, it's fine to have opinions, but people are looking for, you know, what are the facts? What can we learn from science? And the science tells us that these systems are connected. Your immune system starts to go on the blink and become dysregulated. It affects your cardiovascular system, and it leads to inflammation, which leads to a plaquing of the arteries, which can lead to a stroke or a heart attack. So that's the connection, Wayne, if you're still there. I think I lost him. Well, yeah. So let me tell you, and let me share with you some of these products that I think you would want to know about. And Strauss has been around a long time, as many of you may well know, and they have quite a few products that are related to the immune system. And just briefly, the Strauss Immune Support Drops. This product is easy to take. You don't need to have the courage of a Marine to take it. It has a spearmint flavor. You might consider taking it with one of Strauss's other products called the Travel Bug, and the Travel Bug drops for additional immune support during cold and flu season, which happens during the holiday season. People travel, and the Travel Bug is a nifty product to take with you and to take it with the immune support drops. The immune support drops have medicinal ingredients, long-standing herbs, myrrh, for example, golden seal, cayenne, and vitamin C. And the product is indicated to help support and maintain your immune function. When you all of the Strauss products, the directions are clear. The medicinal ingredients in the product are clearly stated. The recommended dosages are made clear on the bottle as well. And adults 19 years of age and older, 1 milliliter 3 times a day with the immune support drops is recommended. It's also recommended, you may take it up to 1 week to produce beneficial effects. For prolonged use, you want to consult a healthcare professional. If you really get a severe infection, you should make sure you talk with your doctor. I alluded to the travel bug drops. I like that product. I don't travel as much as I used to, but I'm still, I was supposed to go to New York on Saturday, but I don't know. I'm thinking twice about it to give a talk. But if I go, I'm going to take the travel bug drops with me because it also supports a healthy immune system and stomach function as well. And so the travel bug will help relieve also why it's so cool. It also will help relieve occasional stomach upset and nausea and motion sickness. So you get sort of a double benefit. So it's great for your road trips, if you're during this holiday season, and for ages 6 years of age and older. It's easy to take. It's liquid. It's in an ideal travel size. It's got a very refreshing ginger mint flavor. And the ingredients in that product are alevum sativum, which is garlic ball. It also has zing. Funny thing to say, zingiber officinal, which is fresh ginger root, and it has also dried ginger root in it, and it has a natural spearmint flavor. So those two products in
Can you hear me, Doc?
combination are great, Wayne.
Oh, you can hear me again? Sorry, I lost you there for a while. I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that.
What did you do? Go across the street and grab a drink? No.
No, my phone overheated in the sun in the vehicle here, and it shut down. But anyway, I got you back.
Have you ever
I don't know.
taken the travel bug, Wayne?
It tastes like candy. Kids love it, and it's great for upset stomach. It really is not just motion sickness. It really helps with upset stomach, and they no resistance to kids taking this 6 and over. It's the best tasting product by far that we have. That's for sure.
One of
So
that I wanted to say to the folks on tonight, if you get infected with any one of those viruses that I mentioned, cold, influenza, respiratory syncytial virus, whatever, if you get infected, you should still take the immune support or one of these immune support products. It will help.
kill the bacteria.
You want to keep your immune system vital and vigilant because it'll be under attack by these viruses. We also Strauss, as Wayne mentioned earlier, the smooth oregano is not going to be in Canada, right, Wayne?
Yeah, that's right. It's excuse me, it's a great product. It's apparently outselling most of the other oregano products in stores. We just want the production capacity for the menopause formula. We're very excited that Health Canada has approved it in the liquid form, and it'll be on shelves before Christmas in health stores and available through Strauss if that's what people choose.
But can people call and order it still?
Yeah, well, they could start, but apparently it won't be ready. It's being manufactured now. There's 20 herbs in the menopause formula. It's unbelievable.
Ah,
And 5 of them are common to the Woman's Wonder formula, which is to help ladies during their menstrual cycle. The beauty to the Woman's Wonder is um, you only take it for 3 days a month, and it shouldn't take you longer than 3 months until you don't have the bloating, cramps, excessive bleeding again.
wow, that's terrific.
So the menopause is different. I was studying up on it a little bit today. A woman would take it daily for the night sweats,
Yeah.
the hot flashes, even the mood swings and so forth. it's just really good for women's health, obviously, with 20 fine herbs in it. And the two formulas have 5 herbs in common with one another. And that's why some of the women now are taking the Woman's Wonder that are in menopause and getting some relief. That's
Good.
why, because there are 5 common ingredients. But that's a great formula. The cold storm. I don't know if you talked much about it, Doc.
No, I haven't. I didn't mention it. That also supports a healthy respiratory system, Wayne.
That's right, and it's unbelievable how it sells. When Strauss first made it and offered it, and it's safe for expecting moms. I love that because there's so little that is, and young children. Um, at first, they put a pretty much a guarantee in 48 hours your cold symptoms would be relieved, and Health Canada insisted they take it down. But what we hear from the many people that buy it, and now is the season, Doc. It started selling heavy last month, and it will
That's
right through the winter and early
absolutely.
spring. That they get fewer colds. Some people claim to have had colds all the time, and through the spring, the fall, winter, and early spring. And they'll say they either don't get colds anymore or they're very mild in comparison to what they used to. And the other thing that we hear a lot is that they're over them quickly, and a lot more quickly than they were
Sure.
ever used to, where you've got a head cold or something for a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks. So it's a great product. I love that it's okay for expecting moms and
It
safe for
tastes good
them.
too, Wayne. It's got that cherry mint flavor.
Some
It
people like it. Something, Doc. Other than the two women's formulas, I've tried and taken everything else, and I've not ever taken the Cold Storm. I haven't needed it
it
really,
tastes
and
good. It tastes
yeah,
good.
does it? Yeah,
Yeah. And look, the immune product, the travel bug, the cold storm have garlic in it. That's one of the ingredients, one of the medicinal ingredients in the product, as well as as well. And I'm looking to see, it doesn't have it in the immune support, pardon me, but it does in the other two. And garlic is known to be one of the most effective botanicals to fight off infection. Go to
yeah,
pubmed.gov, type in aged garlic, immune function, infection. You'll be entertained for quite a while. And the
yeah,
products, both of those products, the travel bug and the cold storm, do have the fresh garlic bulb in it. That really makes it so effective. The dosage level, Wayne mentioned nursing moms and adolescents, 2 to 3 milliliters, up to 3 times a day. Children 2 to 9 years of age, 1 milliliter, up to 3 times a day. You can take it directly using the dropper included in the bottle, or you can dilute it in juice or yogurt or honey. And it's especially for younger children or adolescents who have, more sensitive palates. You may want to mask it by putting it in juice, yogurt, or honey. But it still
yeah.
tastes good. It's cherry mint flavor. It's terrific.
And for that travel bug, as we said a few minutes ago, which is for upset stomach, it tastes like candy, Doc. It really is. I don't doubt the children won't love the taste of it. So, um, but you remember when Health Canada came back to the Strauss company and said that you can say that it's also good for upper respiratory. The company didn't say that in the beginning. It was really for motion sickness, and Health Canada determined that, and so especially after COVID and such, I thought that was a real advantage if it helps the upper respiratory.
I wanted to ask
Buffalo.
you, Wayne, would people be able to still order the smooth oregano drops if they called the company?
Um, I don't think so. We can certainly check, or they could call to be sure. Um, and possibly they still have USA labeled stock, and perhaps they could send those. I mean, it's the same product, the exact same formula. It's
Mhm.
just different things are supposed to be on the bottle, I suppose, um, but not the important information, of course. So they could try that as well. And it's a darn shame. You know, I took that, and boy, I learned how effective it was too. I wasn't surprised that I had to have had some yeast with the way I'd been eating, and
Yeah. Yeah.
very effective, very fast. So it really bugs me that they won't be making it anymore. But um, this menopause formula is just so important, Doc, and there's so many people that need it.
Um,
That's really
uh,
what took precedence.
Strauss is running a nice sale. If you go to their website, it's straussnaturals.ca for Canada and straussnaturals.com for US. But they're running a wonderful immune bundle sale. If you buy any three of the following products, the travel bug, cold storm, the smooth oregano, the immune support, or the heart drops, you buy any three of those, you'll get 10% off, free shipping, and a free book by Diamond Fernandez, whom I've interviewed on my radio show, and it's entitled Beating Heart Disease. That book is worth a read. Uh, Easy to understand, a lot of good tips and advice in there. You'll learn something from it. So you can get any three of those. And you'll get 10% off, free shipping, and a free book. In my nutrition practice during cold and flu season, it's not uncommon for me to recommend to my clients, for example, to take the immune support drops and the smooth oregano drops together. And if they're traveling, I say take the travel bug as well. And sometimes with clients that have cardiovascular issues, I'll put them on the heart drops and the immune support and the smooth oregano during cold and flu season. My practice, Wayne, right now, the age range is from 26, and my oldest client is 72 right now. So it's a wide range, but my older clients are more prone to get sick during cold and flu season, Wayne, because their
Right.
immune system is not as vital. And the Strauss products have served me well in my clinical practice, helping my clients.
Well, absolutely, Doc. I mean, that's why I've been so passionate about this for 3 decades now. Um, I'm very proud, really. The Strauss formulas work. You know, the company guarantees it. Um, and I guess, you know, for just shy of 30 years now, I want everyone to get what I got. Uh, it was painless. I didn't have any surgery. I've never taken a pill, although I was advised to, of course, after that heart attack. And the luckiest day of my life was the day I found out about these heart drops and started taking them. And then, you know, when I did so well after that first couple of months, I just truly I wanted everybody to experience this. I mean, what a turnaround in my life. I couldn't even do my job properly before, not
Of
even close to
course.
property. The truth be known, climbing ship stairs and tanks and tank covers. I just truth be known, I wasn't doing it properly for about 3 years, and it wasn't good. I made some pretty big mistakes, um, but I just didn't have the will. I mean, my favorite thing to do still is to throw a ball, and I used to play out in the beach or the driveway with my boys and their friends. The whole neighborhood would be over, and I lost the will to do that, which was for me crazy.
Well,
You know, I just have always loved. I was a pitcher in baseball, and I was a quarterback in football, and I just my whole life I was crazy for throwing and kicking, and I just
Yeah,
didn't have the will to
this
do
this
that.
a
You know,
bad time?
yeah.
pardon?
No, just a quick one. First of all, I think it was this time last year you did the service on the heat pump.
I
Could you
did a
check
witch.
for me and we can arrange in the next month or so, if that's the case, right? Yeah.
I'm
And
sorry,
the
sir.
other
I
thing
didn't hear.
is, did you go
I,
to the planning meeting last?
I didn't hear what you said in the first place. I'm sorry, sir. Please repeat that.
I don't know if he was talking to us. I'm not so sure he was talking to us, Wayne.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry about that. Well, um, yeah, it's been remarkable, Doc, really, and I it just I mean, literally every time someone gets a bottle of one of these formulas for themselves, I just feel great because I know they're
It's going
going
to
to feel
work.
better. It's going to work, and the company guarantees it. And it's, they've have great people. They've always used the finest herbs. They've been very fussy with their herbs. I once saw Jim Strauss many years ago reject a whole truckload of garlic, and it looked perfect to me. He had this man take a couple of slats off a couple of the crates that came in the truckload, and he crushed the garlic bulb in his hands and told the man, Bruce, send it back. It's not ripe enough. So they've always been very fussy. Jim was an incredible man, and Peter as well. He trained his son very well. Um, and they're just, we have the satisfaction guarantee, Doc, but literally nothing comes back. And the stores that we visited, these hundreds of stores on this trip for the last few months, have confirmed the same. That they just don't get returns, and there's a reason for that. Going into our 45th year, I think it is. Strauss's, I should say, not ours. 45th year of business, and still in business and still popular. And you go into any store and everyone's heard of Strauss. It's
Well, Wayne, I can tell you, I've been in the natural products industry now, I guess over 25 years. And on my show, I had every major supplement company in the world on my show at one time or another. And I am hard pressed to think of, and I was thinking about this yesterday, hard pressed to think of a company that had a full money back guaranteed, no questions asked policy. And you know what? I can't think of one. I couldn't think of
that's
one.
it. Do you know what hit me as well on these literally hundreds of store visits Corey and I have made already, and we still have about 100 ahead of us. We're out in Saskatchewan right now, almost done in Saskatchewan. And as I was in the stores talking to the folks, the managers, the store staff, the ladies on the floor, uh, I was kind of disappointed how folks didn't really know about high blood pressure and the fact that it's either our heart or our kidneys.
Uh-huh.
And I have this worry that somebody buys Strauss heart drops, and of course, in people whose heart is the issue for the high blood pressure, then it has been shown to work very nicely. In my own case, it was my left kidney, and taking the Strauss kidney formula for 3 months did it for me. And I've had good blood pressure for years, but I hate to see, to be honest, I kind of hate to see someone take the heart drops only or the kidney only, especially if they have high blood pressure, because you've kind of got a 50-50 chance, you know. And doctors can't tell us. That kind of amazes me, Doc, with all the diagnostics today, high technology like never before, that they haven't come up with that to be able to recognize, to say, Dr. Garko, it's your heart or it's your kidneys. And
Well,
when I did find out, I found out I had a problem, Doc, a long, long time ago, from an iridologist that I very much respected, trained in Sri Lanka, and a reflexologist that I very close to and respected. He's kind of my medicine man, actually, from India. And they both said I had some issue with my left kidney. That's why I said it was my left, because they had said that. And sure enough, when I got out to Strauss and said, your heart drops have changed my life. I've got energy like I've never dreamed I would ever have again, and crazy energy. But I've still got high blood pressure, and I still have that arrhythmia, that irregular heartbeat, supraventricular tachycardia. So he said to me right then, if the heart drops didn't do it and you've been on them for 4 or 5 months, then it's your kidneys. And I didn't know that they made another formula. I just knew about the heart drops when my friend told me about them, and I sent out for a bottle. I didn't have a brochure or anything. And in 3 months for me, my irregular heartbeat went regular. And
sure.
as I said, using the CardioCom formula and my taking the kidney blood pressure formula, it was the same 3 months. And my blood pressure was normal. It's been great. It's been 120/70 for whatever it is, 25 years. And so, just very effective. But I started to worry about folks, let's say, that just took the kidney formula thinking that, oh, it says blood pressure right on the label, when apparently it's about 50-50 as far as
Yeah,
we know, as far as is known. And and it's not as though that's the only thing either the kidney or the heart drops are useful for, Doc. I mean, the heart drops are something else. They want to make blood flow everywhere we've got a vessel. And that kidney formula has some very good supportive herbs for our kidneys, not
sure.
just to kill bacteria, let's say, with the golden seal root, but there's a number of formulas in perfect proportion in these
Hmm.
formulas, and they're just very effective together. So I wanted to mention that. I just feel as though it's
It's
so
a good
important
point.
because if I had known, if I had high blood pressure like I had, and someone said to me, you're best to take this tonic for your heart and the tonic for your kidneys, I certainly would have done it, Doc. I'm lucky I could afford it. The products aren't that expensive, but I certainly would have opted for that. As it turns out, I took the heart drops for 4 months and change, and then I took the kidney and the cardio calm, and took them all together, and they just work so well for me. And I want everyone to have that. It's still our number one killer. They claim heart disease and stroke.
Yeah, so your point's well taken. In my clinical practice, I have several there's clients who have high blood pressure, and they knew about the heart drops. They want to take them. I said, of course. And I pointed out to them that there is a strong correlation. What we find is often people that have coronary artery disease, for example, and high blood pressure will have kidney disorder or disease, and vice versa. This is this is not uncommon. So oftentimes I will have my clients take both products, the kidney support and the heart drops together. And I
Right.
get good results, good feedback. So your point's well taken.
Yeah. Pardon me. The same, some wonderful news that I was so surprised about. Pardon me. Health Canada let the Strauss office know that by adding a little bit more juniper berries and a little bit more uva ursi in their bladder formula, that they can claim that it's for urinary tract infections. Now, we've seen it work so very nicely. My mother was one. I stopped getting up so many times through the night, like many other people. But there's many different ailments we can have, or very great inconveniences we can have, incontinence and so forth. So I'm just thrilled that they're going to allow it to,
That's
be
incredible.
used for. Yeah. The other thing was hard to believe the CardioCom formula. If Strauss adds, and it's not a in Strauss's herbal world, it isn't even a meaningful amount of skullcap root, one of the ingredients in the CardioCom. But if they add just a small bit more, they can claim it's a calmative for anxiety. And I think that was great news. It really gave me some hope because things always seem to be going the other way, with pressure from Western medicine and the pharmaceutical guys and all this stuff. So I thought that was great news, and might encourage more people to try those two products. They're, again, guaranteed. Everything Strauss sells is
100%.
satisfaction guaranteed.
I have
Yeah.
I like to give sometimes I always refer I not sometimes I always I'm referring to the scientific literature, but I also like to use my clinical practice as a way to help make a point and emphasize some particular principle or issue. I have this one client. In fact, he's from Canada, and he's 72 years old. He's my oldest client, and he's a very nice man, and has some cardiovascular issues, but was having terrible problem with his prostate. He has prostate benign hyperplasia, BPH, enlarged prostate. And he said, I went to the urologist and I couldn't, he couldn't have really, I didn't get much help. I get up every night, all night long, 4 and 5 times a night. When I first met him, he's been my client now for 6 weeks. 2 months. And I put a medical nutrition therapy protocol together for him for his prostate. And I put him on both the heart drops and the prostate support drops and the bladder
Right.
and kidney support. It was a full press.
Perfect.
He reported to me a couple of weeks ago. He said, Dr. Garko, I only get up one time a night now. He couldn't believe it. He said, it's the
Beautiful.
first time in years. He said, man, thank you. I said, no, well, thanks, Strauss. The products work. Listen, when you're in clinical practice, Wayne, you have to do things and for your clients that work. Otherwise,
Absolutely.
you're not going to have a practice. And so everything I recommend is it's evidence-based, nutrition-based practice. And it's individualized nutrition therapy that I have for each client. I don't do off-the-shelf stuff, but I can just tell you, I get so much good feedback, positive feedback from my clients about these products working. There are tens of thousands of God knows how many supplement products out there in the world. A lot of that, just as there's junk food, there can be junk supplements, Wayne. And
Yeah.
Strauss really, for the last 45 years, it's part of its brand is these formulations are just so effective and so reliable. We got decades of all this anecdotal evidence from consumers who have taken these products in addition to the science. So I'm a big fan, as you can tell.
Yeah. Well, my own dad, after the heart drops, we have heart disease runs in our family. His mom, my grandma, had what they called in those days hardening of the arteries, and she lost her mental capacity. God, 12 or 14 years before she passed away,
Wow.
and which was a shame because she wasn't, there, if you will.
It's hard to
Uh,
watch.
the last number of years, she didn't know anything, anyone, and terrible. But they told my dad he was going to go the same way. This is about age 60. And in Boston, they did an angioplasty on him, the balloon treatment to open up. I can't recall how many arteries. It might have been one, it might have been three. I just don't recall, Doc. But he had that treatment, and they said, you need bypass surgery. You need to bypass an artery or arteries in your heart, to your heart. And when he came home and told me, I said, Dad, look what the heart drops have done for me. And I convinced him to take them for 3 months and then go back to Boston to get retested, and you can do what they want you to do. Well, they canceled his bypass surgery. They couldn't believe it in just 3 months' time. And he didn't have the open heart surgery. He never did have open heart surgery. He
Wow.
lived till he was in his 77th year, excuse me. And lung cancer got him from asbestos. The ships all through the years, recycling the ships and provisioning them. The first business he and my grandpa were in, taking food, mops, and so forth to the ship. So, anyway, lots of exposure to asbestos over a career, and that's what got him in the end. But so about 2 years later, with his original heart arteries and all, no surgery had happened, no pills. He tells me, I got to go back to Boston for a prostatectomy. I said, what are you talking about? What happened? Then he told me he was on pills for a couple of years and they didn't work. So the Boston said he had to have his prostate taken out. I swear on my kids, I swear on my life, I convinced Dad, reminding him of the heart drops and how well he did, to take the Strauss prostate formula. I said, take it for 3 months, Dad. Your prostate is not going to kill you in 3 months. He did because of the heart drops. My dad was a big believer in Western medicine. He had lots of doctor friends. He took the 3 months for the prostate formula. And I swear, Doc, when he went back to Boston and was tested, they canceled his prostatectomy. He lived another 13 years or so and died with a healthy prostate.
I'll be
That's the
damned.
God's truth. So, it's really something. That's pretty close to home for me, obviously, my mom and dad.
Sure.
And you know what I wished? I wished I'd have had him for my grandma. my dad's mom. If I'd have known about the heart drops, for her finish would have been, her last 15 years would have been been a lot better. I know that much. And my dad never did get any of those symptoms of hardening of the arteries. He was sharp as a tack the day he died, till the day he died, and never did take a heart drug or have a surgery with regards to his heart or his arteries. So, I have a lot to be grateful for. That's for sure.
Sure.
With
Yeah.
the just the pain we avoided, and the success that my family's had with these. So that's why I'm so passionate, Doc. So many friends, teammates, just good friends, people I've met, when we did the Strauss lectures on the radio all the time, just like you. Um, it's very rewarding, to be any
Sure.
part.
Sure.
And I can't take any credit for any of it. I was a customer. I can't take any credit for any of it. I was just a messenger, really. But to be any part of it has been very, very rewarding, and I hope to never stop. Doing just that, and helping people. And when you think of what happens in families, Doc, I used to think about this all the time. A dad or mom has a heart attack, family loses one income, maybe the child or children can't go off to college or get any help to do that, or any other kind of help. It's just life. If you're not healthy, life is tough to live. It isn't pleasant. It's not happy. And the fallout, as I just said, from family and children and whatnot, is a crying shame. So I just love that when people get helped and don't suffer through all that, Doc.
Of course. And look, something I said, by the way, I want to mention the
Right.
number, the phone number to get in touch with Strauss is 1-866-478-2873. That's 1-866-478-2873. That's a toll-free number. The customer service people are just terrific. They will answer your questions about any of the products. They will sometimes
Great.
refer you to me. They'll give you my email address, and if you want, they'll ask you if you would like to speak with me. They'll give me your phone number. With your permission, I'll call you, or you can call me, and I'll do a telephone consult with you. Sometimes I can't answer some of the questions I get. They're too complicated of a condition to do it in an email. So we do it that way. And at the Strauss website, you'll see a link that says Ask Dr. Garko. It's my email address is there. It's drgarko@straussnaturals.com. But customer service are terrific. That's 866-478-2873. Just want to make this point. You mentioned how important it is to feel good and to feel vital. We are living
Yep.
longer than ever before, life expectancy. The problem is we're living longer with chronic disease. And that's to say it's unpleasant is an understatement. And I've made this point a number of times. In the year 1900, average life expectancy was only 47 years old. Today it's 78. That said, it's not just living a long life, but it's a long life with quality of life. So you have to take care of yourself and do not only prevention, but as well as preparation, because we're all either going to get sick or die from an accident. Either going to have an illness and have system failure or multiple system failure, or you're going to die from an accident. And if you don't die of an accident,
Jim Strauss, Jim always said, Doc, some things prolong life and other things just prolong death. And
that's a wonderful way to put it.
And you get what he's talking about. I have lots of friends and acquaintances that have suffered through various things, diseases, and really suffered. And had one dear friend who worked with us for years. After his open heart surgery, he went from the couch to the kitchen table for a cup of tea, back to the couch. He even stopped going upstairs to his bedroom His life was basically that 12 or 14 square feet, really.
Wow.
And
Terrible way to
and when
live.
he got on the Strauss heart drops, that's some time ago now. He came back to work with us. He's a master welder fitter. He's just like a dressmaker with steel. And he did lots of work, of course, on ship repair, but building things, there's just nobody like him that I ever saw. And it was wonderful for him. He's worked really full time right up to last year. So he got 10 years more work, and a healthy guy, drives around,
Yeah.
does what he wants. So yeah, you can do things that kind of prolong death. You're not happy. Some people want to die. They suffer so badly,
Of
or you can
course.
try and prolong life and enjoy some more of it before the end.
Yeah. So we're getting close here to the close of our webinar, and to remind everybody that, Wayne provides a lot of anecdotal evidence and insights into how these products work and what they're all about. And I can tell you the science is there as well. These botanicals, these herbs that are used in these products and are used together, they work better together seemingly than they do alone. These formulations have proven to be quite effective, and there's a lot of science to back up the ingredients that are used, the herbs that are used in these products. These companies been in business over 45 years. That itself, in and of itself, is great evidence as to the safety and efficacy of these products. It's
You know what
very
else,
hard.
Doc, is that they've copied. There's been copycats have copied the formula because it's right on the bottle these days. It
Doesn't
has
work,
to
but they
be.
can't replicate it.
No, you can't copy the process, and that's the key. That's why it isn't the cheapest on the shelf. But no matter what you look at, automobiles, houses, the better ones cost more. It's as simple as that.
You get
And
what you pay for, Wayne. I mean,
yeah,
and,
no,
and
that's right.
and the one recommendation to people on this webinar and wherever I go, please do not buy your supplements where you buy your lawn and garden supplies.
Right. Yeah.
Just don't do that. I know how much it costs to make these supplements. Uh, it's not cheap. And so when you see something that is half the price of a brand, a top brand like Strauss, or even less than that, something's amiss.
Yeah.
It's either
It
raw
costs money. And I'll tell you
materials.
something else, Doc. We've met Corey and I in whatever it is, 350 stores thus far, have met approximately between store staff, manager, sometimes the owner, a total of at least 800 people. And there's no nicer experience than going into a health food store. These people are wonderful. They were so welcoming to us. Didn't have appointments. There were just too many stops. We couldn't possibly do it by appointment, and all this driving. And they're not there to get rich. They're not one of them. They're there because they love helping
Yeah,
people. They love the
for
rewards
sure.
of helping people. So you'll meet some of the very finest, nicest people that you'll ever meet in these health food stores. And I really recommend it if you're able to get out to go to one of your local stores. It's a great experience, and you'll. And I was also surprised, Doc, how knowledgeable these folks are.
Oh
I
yeah.
expected we'd see some teenagers or you real young people, just someone there to be open for some of these retail hours like Saturdays. We didn't see it once. We did see some young people in their early 20s who were in college studying the natural medicine. So they're very serious people. Most of them are very experienced.
Absolutely.
They want to help you. So great places to go, Doc. We
Before
better
we
wrap her up, I guess.
Yeah,
So go
before we
ahead, Doc.
go, I would like to remind everyone that Strauss is running a wonderful little sale. It's called the Immune Bundle Sale. And if you buy any three of the following products, the travel bug drops, the cold storm, smooth oregano, immune support, or heart drops, buy any three of those, you'll get 10% off, plus free shipping, plus a book by Diamond Fernandez entitled Beating Heart Disease. I interviewed him and talked about his book, and I read his book, and he talks about 5 powerful pillars to prevent and reverse diseases, especially heart disease. So, and you can call Strauss as well, and they will be more than happy to take your order, answer your questions, and you know,
Go
just
check
do.
out the website. You can check out the
Sure.
website as well, Doc. It's Strauss, Strauss, naturals.com. There's a store locator on the website where you can find a store nearest you with your postal code. Or, as Doc says, call in, and they have great ladies there that answer the telephone and customer service. And
Yeah.
they're always happy to talk to you. We
Eight six.
better we
Yeah.
better say goodbye for this round.
Okay.
And
Just
what
give them
was
the
that, Doc?
phone number one more time. 866
Sure.
478 866 478 2873 866 478 2873. If you want to get in touch with me, ask Dr. Garko at straussnatural.com. Want to thank everybody for being on this evening. Thank you for stopping by. You can always get in touch with us if you want to ask some more questions about what we talked about on this webinar this evening. Wayne, thank you for the opportunity to share this moment with you and the audience. Thank you.
Thanks, Doc. Thanks, folks. Thanks for joining us. Till next time, God bless you.